In the Trump hush money case, Michael Cohen testified that Trump directed him to pay Stormy Daniels $130,000 before the 2016 election, implicating Trump in the scheme. Trump denies wrongdoing. Meet Ghost Shark and Manta Ray undersea drones introduced by Australia and the U.S. These unmanned vehicles could transform naval defenses, offering power projection while reducing risks to human life. Just like aerial drones revolutionized warfare, these undersea drones may shape the future of maritime security. The situation in Ukraine is dire as Russia's advances prompt changing language from the Ukrainian military, from defensive fighting to acknowledging worsened conditions and Russian tactical success. With multiple fronts seeing Russian progress, Kyiv braces for tougher times ahead, anticipating the impact of forthcoming U.S. military aid. Putin appears determined to act before Ukraine receives the weapons it desperately needs. Melinda French Gates, a prominent philanthropist, announced her resignation as co-chair of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, a position she has held since 2000. The foundation, with nearly $78 billion in grant payments over 25 years, has been a significant force in global philanthropy. French Gates' decision reflects her desire to chart a new path in her philanthropic endeavors, particularly focusing on advancing women's and families' rights amid concerning trends globally. In India, millions of internal migrant workers like Chanu Gupta, who contribute significantly to the country's economy, are unable to vote in the nationwide elections. Despite living in cities like Mumbai for years, they are disenfranchised because they are registered to vote in their home states, not where they currently reside. This highlights a significant issue where a vital segment of society lacks political representation in the world's largest democracy. Raneem Hijazi recounts the harrowing moments before and after an Israeli airstrike hit her home in Gaza, tragically taking the life of her 1-year-old son, Azuz. Holding him tightly before the strike, she found herself under rubble afterward, her son's lifeless body discovered by her mother-in-law. Struggling with despair, she initially contemplated giving up, but was rescued by her family. The devastating loss leaves her questioning her will to continue living amidst the destruction in Khan Yunis. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken's arrival in Kyiv signifies the Biden administration's commitment to Ukraine, especially after the recent passage of long-awaited U.S. funding. Blinken's agenda includes meetings with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and a speech emphasizing continued U.S. support across various fronts, including military, economic, energy, and democratic institution building. Additionally, he will recognize Ukraine's strategic achievements amid the ongoing conflict with Russia. Port-au-Prince, gripped by gang violence, has been isolated from the outside world for over 2 months. The city's seaport and airport remain closed due to a surge in gang attacks since late February, with major roads blocked by gang checkpoints. Residents note that the level of shooting indicates gang access to fresh supplies of guns and drugs. With no access to essential goods, the city's inhabitants feel trapped, unable to escape or receive much-needed food and medicine. The Biden administration has evaluated that Israel has deployed sufficient troops near the city of Rafah in Gaza, indicating readiness for a potential large-scale incursion. However, senior U.S. officials are uncertain if Israel has made a final decision to proceed, despite potential opposition from President Joe Biden. Concerns arise regarding Israel's readiness for such an operation, including inadequate preparations for evacuating over 1 million residents. Proceeding with a ground operation would defy months of U.S. warnings against such actions, with Biden himself recently stating that additional arms shipments to Israel could be withheld if they pursued this course of action. Mohammad Rasulov, an acclaimed Iranian filmmaker, has fled his home country to an undisclosed location in Europe following a court sentencing him to prison on national security charges. In an Instagram post, Rasulov condemned the Iranian government, labeling it as tyrannical and oppressive. He shared a video of himself crossing the country's mountainous border, asserting his status as a resident of cultural Iran despite leaving physically.